What's up, guys? It's All the Cars here, and today we are going to go to Zach's. This is going to be kind of a video over the span of 2 days. I got some really cool stuff that I want to show you, came in the mail, and then Saturday I'm hoping we can get the power steering figured out on the Thunderbird and get that all situated. But yeah, Saturday my plan is to go to the Junkyard, and then I'm going to go to Zach's. I need to pull something from the Junkyard to make this work. So hopefully I can get my hands on that, and then we will go to Zach's and hopefully install everything on Saturday, and I will try and get video of that. Alright guys, so I got this mint GS wheel here that came in the mail. It's in almost perfect shape. I'm actually not going to powder coat and sandblast this one for obvious reasons. It's really nice. All I'm going to do is try and put one of the gold badges on that center cap, and then the other three hopefully I can sandblast and powder coat. And then I also got this. It's a controller for the Volvo power steering pump on the Thunderbird. It should be pretty plug and play, but I have an instructions thing here just in case. And then I also got this bracket for the power steering pump, so we're gonna have to try and find a way to mount it. So that's kind of all the stuff that I'm just gonna be dropping this off today, but I'll record me actually doing stuff on Saturday here. So we will cut to Saturday right now. Alright guys, it's a few days later. Yeah, I shaved. But we're gonna go to the Junkyard now, and then we're gonna go to Zach's, hopefully get this power steering pump on the Thunderbird, and then actually it's so nice out. Like, this is some of the nicest weather we've had yet. It's a little rainy, but I might blow the new GS down the road and just drive it, because I haven't actually driven it yet. So that would be really cool to drive it and see exactly if it needs anything or whatever before I start driving it for the season, because that's coming up really soon once all the salt's gone. So yeah, let's go to the Junkyard right now and try and grab, I'm looking for the connector for a Volvo power steering pump, so hopefully I can find one there. Alright guys, so luckily I was able to find one. It was hidden in the bumper here, and as much as I hate people who normally do this, I had to kind of brute force it to get it out. But we got the connector we're after, so we should be able to do this swap now. Alright guys, so my plan here is kind of to pull this whole bracket here off and then mount the pump just to the front of the engine. I should be able to do it because I have this bracket here which the pump sits in, and I plugged in this harness for the controller and it plugs right in. And then another thing that I actually ended up grabbing, or you guys saw a couple minutes ago, the thing from the Junkyard right here. They actually wanted $50 for this stupid little connector online, and I got it from the Junkyard for free. So that's way better than $50. I can't believe they want that much for a 2-wire connector. But yeah, let's get started and tearing it apart and see what happens. Alright guys, so currently what we're trying to do is get this bracket on here, like so. You can kind of see it. And then we're gonna bolt it to the block. And it should bolt right up. So we'll work on that real quick. Alright guys, so this is kind of how it's going to go right here. Had to drill this hole out a little bit because it wasn't wide enough, and it's at a little bit of an angle, but that's kind of how it has to be for where it's at, and this is kind of the best spot for it. So it's not 100% flat, but we're going to make it work. And this line we'll do some fun stuff and get it probably something like that, just to get it in, and then get the return line on, and we should be mint. It's just wiring it up then. Alright guys, so here's where we're at. We got it all hooked up. We're working on the wiring right now. We got this, we're gonna wrap it in electrical tape so it's not just exposed wires, and it's running in here to this little knob for the controller, and then we gotta hook up the controller right here. It's pretty straightforward to wire it up. Ignition, power, ground, and then this hooks up to the knob there with those two wires. And then trying to get the harness all set because it's got to run to full-time power and ground from this, and that'll go to the battery, and then fill it with fluid, and we should be good. Unfortunately, the car's not going to be drivable yet because this is kind of what I'm working with for a belt setup. And the problem here is that there's not really a way to get it around the water pump without the ribbed part being on the water pump. So I'm going to see. From what I gather online, I think older Crown Vics with the 302 have a ribbed water pump pulley. So I'm going to try and get my hands on one of those because that's kind of the only thing standing in the way right now. And if I can get that, then I can just run it around here, and then the alternator, and then down there, and then there, and I can just get rid of this pulley altogether, which would be sweet, and clean up the engine bay a little more. So that's kind of where we're at here. Hopefully we can get fluid in it and at least bleed it and stuff. I should be able to run it, and it should be able to steer today at least, but I can't really drive it around without a serpentine belt. So at least we're getting somewhere with this thing though. Next on the list after that is ball joints, because these ball joints are really bad, but we're gonna pull the angle kit off of the Mustang over there before we scrap that, and also We're gonna pull these fuel coilovers off because they're a lot nicer than the eBay trash on that right now. So yeah, we're just gonna pull the whole front subframe off this before we scrap it. But this thing's almost set, so I'm pretty hyped for that. Alright guys, so we got it wired up. We're just kind of trying to bleed it, but look at this. Car's not even running. And we got it. It's whining a little bit just because there's air in the system yet, but this is sweet. So tomorrow I'm going to try and hunt down, there's a local store to me that specializes in stuff like this. I'm going to try to hunt down a pulley for this. We will see if they have one, but this is sweet. I'm so glad that we got this working. This is so cool. One step closer to getting back on the track. Alright guys, so this is the end result here. I pulled the pulley off of the water pump. I'm going to try and source a ribbed one so that I can route a belt on this. And then this is all set. Works fine as you saw. I just wrapped up the wiring real quick. I'll show you guys how easy this is now. We got the controller right there. Got the wires all hooked up. It's all grounded. It's to power when it needs to be. You can hear it. And watch this. Easy as, smooth as butter. Now I'm not going to be fighting the car the whole time when I'm driving. I can't wait. I might have to bleed it a little better. It's a little stiff sometimes, but that won't be too bad. I'll do that soon once I get the belt situated, and then it should be ready to rip. But yeah, I'm so hype about this. Alright guys, so I'm in the new GS, and I'm finally going to get to drive it for the first time since I've owned it. I've owned this thing almost 3 months. I am so excited. I haven't really done anything other than just start it up and sit in it. I still need to throw that back in after fixing the cup holders. We hung up these moisture things to keep moisture out of it. They did a pretty good job. But I'm going to pull it out. It's not registered or insured right now, so I'm just going to blow it down the road, see how it drives, see if there's anything that I need to be wary of, brakes, like any suspension stuff, and just get a feel for it. I'm going to put it back until I get a chance to register and insure it. I think we're going to get a little more snow, unfortunately, still, so we're probably not going to be able to drive it for a bit, even if we wanted to, which is not fun. I'm over winter, but let's get it on the road and see how it goes. Alright, we got it out of the barn. We got to make it through the yard now, which is going to be the tough part. I don't want to get it covered in mud, but that's probably what's about to happen. So hopefully we get it through, and then once we get to the road, I'll hand the camera to my girlfriend who's with me, and she will record my initial reaction here. Hopefully I don't get stuck. Oh man, this mud is so deep. Okay, we made it through the mud. You can hear those moisture bags back there. Alright guys, here you go. Let's see how it drives. Not gonna go very far, just blowing it down the road. Wow, I really miss being in one of these cars. Drives really nice. The brakes might be hanging up, but it could just be rust. It hasn't moved in a long time, so it feels like it's definitely losing a little bit of momentum when I let off. Do a couple stops here just to get some of the rust off the rotors. Wow, this thing drives so nice. It's quiet. There's a little bit of wind noise coming from here, I hear, but I can live with it. The blower motor's a little noisy, but it's not bad. this thing is just so nice. It drives like great too. Get on your side of the road. People around here don't know what they're doing. Of course, when I take the unregistered and uninsured car out is when it gets really busy. Do a quick turnaround right here. That's solid. The pull's nice. I think it'll ride a little. It rides smooth now, but I think it'll ride a little smoother once I get the factory wheels and tires back on it. Let's give it some gas and see what it does. It's all warmed up. Yeah, that feels great. Brakes feel really solid. Everything feels so solid on this. I can put up with the wind noise a little bit. I might try and find a solution for this. I'm not entirely sure if the trim's starting to peel off like it does or what's going on, but I'll figure something out with it. I'm just happy to drive this thing for once. Wow. It feels so nice. Oh, I think I just found the culprit for the wind noise. Push that in and out a little bit. But oh well, that's something we can deal with. It's not the end of the world by any means. This thing's so nice. This is probably one of the best driving cars I've ever owned. Yeah, I did get a little muddy from that puddle, but oh well. It's going to get a nice cleaning in the spring once the snow is gone for good. But I can't believe how well this thing drives. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I'm really excited to get this thing going again. And I'm a little bummed we didn't get to take the new GS300 work and get it in the air. But I'm still really, really glad I got to blow it down the road. So, stay tuned for more content on both of those in the near future, and I will see you guys in the next one, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.